Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 28 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 10 Radiant Dawn. In today's episode, I have quite a bit to do, including discovering some hidden items over here. I think it is... Okay, so it is definitely not a luck percentage chance to find discoverable items. It is actually a skill percentage. So the higher skill is a better thing. I'm only on turn 5, so I actually have a few turns I can waste. I probably should have healed Titania, but it should be fine for the most part. I want to say that all of these guys down here are one range. Would be nice to know that for a fact. But I don't think I can find that out without doing some finagling of my units. I'm going to be targeting these fools over there. And then... yeah, only 1 damage. How about you? 22? Yeah, she's only doing 1 damage to him as well. Well, what that means is that I kind of... oh my gosh. Mist gets the KO on the boss? That's incredible. No, we've lost the gate. Pretty darn good level up for Mist. Like I said, she does need more defense, and speed is definitely something that she needs as well. Magic is too. But unfortunately, I think the stat that she needs the absolute most, especially before promotion, is strength. It is a very good idea to cap out her strength as soon as you possibly can. Also, her bond support with... oh, she's next to Ike and Boyd, so I think one of them's giving her 10 and the other one's giving her 5. I could actually check that if I wanted, but it makes no difference either way. So there are a few ranged attackers here. None of them should have the speed to double Mist, especially because she's not being weighed down. I mean, none of these guys are being weighed down either, but she should be able to survive any one singular hit. She's definitely not KOing any of these guys because she's Mist. I cannot believe that actually happened. Worked out just fine, being able to hit him with the Itard. And then... that was just so cool. I appreciate that. Equip the Steel Lance. I think Oscar will be fine right here. Weight 3. He actually has 8 strength, which is kind of incredible. I think that's more than the amount of strength that he can get total in Path of Radiance without stat boosters. Yeah, that's what you have to do with staff-wielding units in this game. If you heal with your staff-wielding unit, as long as you are next to a unit that has not moved, you can trade off the weapon, and the weapon will be auto-equipped rather than the staff. This is good. It's not a great... it's not a great solution. I think staves being equipped is fine, and I definitely see the utility of it because then it allows you to gain staff rank extremely fast if you use it as an attacking weapon. But somebody like Rise, for instance, he's never going to be used. Even if you're like super casual and you want to play with Rise and you bonus experience points him up, you're never going to do that because he's just never going to take hits like that. It's just not a good idea. And I do believe this guy will go for Shinon, because Shinon cannot attack. I could unleash those two. They would transform, which would be nice. Oh, this is good. And then the other ranged attackers are going to go after Shinon, because, obviously. Yep, they will turn out the lights. Not that big of a deal, though. There should have been some kind of solution with the whole staves other than just being just trading. Obviously, Rolf is not necessarily needed here, so it's not that big a deal that I had to use his turn to do that. Alright, I'm doing 11 damage. Is there any way? No, there's 100% no way to do that. So I could take out him with Mist. I think that's actually a really great idea. Which means I'm going to have to take you out. Get you out of the way. Ike can just one-shot this enemy because Mist softened him up. Incredible words to be spoken, that's to be sure. Now there is actually a ranged unit here. Luckily, I have more than enough damage to take him out. I also have the ability to use Rise for his healing this turn, which is going to be super nice, as I need my units to be tip-top shape. Attack, L-Wind, most hit. Always want to go for high hit, especially on these units that I want to contribute with some damage, but I definitely don't want him missing. Soren is a sitting duck compared to most of my other units. Alright, so I'm going to use that Vulnerary. Wait right here. Alright, cool. So I got the torch. This is going to come in handy. It could even be used on the rest of this chapter, which is not a bad idea in retrospect. And I think that is my turn. Time to move forward. That was such a cool boon that I was able to KO the boss with Mist. Well, I might just be able to KO him with Mist now, too. Which would be pretty darn cool. Is this guy doubling Boyd? No. Wouldn't have mattered, he wouldn't have died, but definitely not something you want to see. And Titania gets another level up, level 17. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. She's such a great candidate for a Master Crown. I'm very likely going to be giving her one as well. Yeah, so if you don't have forces protecting this back area, you are going to get overwhelmed. Now that Oscar has gotten the torch, he can go back and help the rest of the hind units do just that. I actually think I'm going to direct them to Rome so that they can now be actually useful for the rest of my team. Perfect. A level up for someone who does not need it. Burn yet again. Alright, 22 damage. That's pretty significant. Magic users are awfully strong at first. Like, for instance... ooh, nice. Like, for instance, Soren, because at the beginning, a lot of your enemies that you're facing don't have the ability to resist said attacks, but, she can't damage him. Well, he doesn't have any healing, so there is actually a way I could deal with this. Steel bow. $18 times 2 is too much. It's actually just a KO. I'm just going to go ahead and let Ike do it. So what I'm going to do here is literally just attack with Mist. She's going to get 2 hits on this guy, which is going to be nice for her experience points. Again, she doesn't need weapon level because she has literally the best sword in the game that she's going to get. That's actually really funny. Are they going to get attacked instead of Oscar? That's pretty great. Saving Oscar, or sparing Oscar the damage, is pretty great. I like it. Weapon level up, so that's B rank swords. Again, she doesn't need it. But I do love the experience points, and she's definitely going to be getting at least one more level this chapter. Due to the fact that I still have 4 turns, and... Oh! Ooh! That was the last enemy? I forgot that this was a route as well. That's pretty cool. I mean, granted, she's not going to get that level up, and I also didn't get that coin. But that's okay. Are we clear? Good work, everyone. Open the gate. The gate is opening. Ah, finally, soldiers of Gallia, follow me. As long as I lead you in battle, we will always win. Crush any who stand in your way. Phew, great timing, Ike. We won last night's battle thanks to you guys. I appreciate your help. You should be thanking Soren. It was all his idea. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Hey, I just remembered. Some of your old friends are here to see you. Hmm? Hey, over here. Long time no see, Commander Ike. Mustin, you came. It's great to be doing business with the Grail Mercenaries again, and with you too, my feline friend. Oh, you called them out here? I thought they just smelled the battle and sensed the profits. Well, we can't fight naked, like you Legus can. I also asked Mustin to call on some other friends to come join up as well. You'll be seeing an increase in your forces real soon here, Renoff. Thanks for everything, Ike. You've done so much for us already. And now you do all this? Listen, when we fought Dan, Gallia came to Crimea's aid without any questions. Now we're returning the favor, that's all. Alright, in any case, you guys are a great help. Thank you so much. Fantastic. That 1 experience points from friendly army fought could go to missed. Oh yeah. I don't necessarily want to do that though, because as I've said, I would prefer her to keep getting those multiple level ups.
The tactics used by the Gallian army prove effective, and like Flaguer before it, Mugil falls to claw and steal. Before Benyan can react, the Lagus overwhelm the remaining border defenses and cross into the Telgum region. With both defensive keeps overrun, Telgum falls like ripe fruit at the feet of the Lagus alliance. Inspired by their success, the alliance takes advantage of this momentum to strike toward the very heart of the Benyan Empire. Dukes Gados and Celiora are horrified by the speed of the Lagus' advance. Banding together with the landowning nobles of the northern territories, they mass their armies in Celiora to oppose the Gallian assault. Using the Riban River, a tributary of the mighty Miscale, as a defensive front, the Benyan forces make their camps along its western bank in the Sestol Plains.
Chapter 2, Storm Clouds. Legus Alliance Camp.
Flaguer, Mugil, and Telgum are ours. But this war has just started. The enemy's main force is in Cyan, the capital. The real fight starts now.
Ah, now we fight the big battle. My claws itch for Bjork flesh. Hey, Renoff. Are there strong enemies in the capital?
There will be plenty. Before we go, we must fight the northern nobles. Their collective army is massive. By now, I imagine the Begnion Central Army is heading our way. They are going to be a real problem. So if we're too slow, we get caught in the middle. I don't like the sound of this. Soren, do you have a deployment plan worked out? Actually, why don't you all just relax? You might not believe it, but we have a plan this time. I see. An army of that size would require a massive amount of supplies to be able to sustain itself. So the bird tribes will hit the central army supply unit and slow their advance. Exactly. The Empire fears the bird tribes, the shipless pirates they're called. They specialize in surprise attacks and have been raiding Begnion merchant ship for years. After they hit the supply unit, the bird tribes will head north. We'll meet up with them after we finish off the nobles' forces. Then, when the central army arrives, we'll attack together. Does that pretty much sum it up? I'm surprised. As Legu's strategies go, it's not bad at all. We might even win, provided everything goes as planned. Tibarn, we can't see it yet, but Begnion is close. Shouldn't you let your men take a break?
Yeah, let's land on one of those islands and get some rest. You're full of surprises, Naysala. I never expected you to join the Legu's alliance. I wish you could be this helpful all the time.
Tibarn, just stop. I'm not interested in your friendship.
The Hawk tribe and the Raven tribe used to live together in Phoenicius. Our tribes were like brothers. Maybe if you fess up about some of your secrets, I might consider helping you out in the future.
That doesn't really narrow it down, Tibarn. Which secrets are you talking about?
How about the secret of how you suddenly became first in line to succeed the throne of Kilvis?
Oh, that secret. Sure, no problem. I'll tell you if we live through this war. Sound all right to you?
Sounds fine to me. You know, this war is going to be vicious, but at least our tribes will grow close again.
Do you actually trust me? You might live to regret it.
You're trying to protect Rayson, Leanne, and Raphael, and their father, King Lorese. Isn't that so? As long as they're on our side, you won't betray us. I think that's enough rest and small talk, though. Let's go.
North Army Camp, Begnion.
General Lavelle, how'd it go?
It was no use. No one would even listen to me. It makes my heart heavy. The nobles are too busy competing with one another for rewards and status to realize the danger to their lands.
Rewards? Are they crazy? The subhumans are at their doors, and all they care about is some reward?
They only listen to each other. No one wants to listen to me.
General Lavelle, how are we going to survive this?
By fighting and winning. Item shop. Oh, it's like a dream come true, my hero, standing right in front of me. Somebody pinch me. Hey, if you don't let go of my hand, I can't pay you for anything. No, my darling. Let us not spoil our time together with talk of money. Speak sweetly to me, handsome. Listen, lady. This is a shop, and I'm a customer. What's so sweet about that? Oh, such cold words. My hero plays hard to get. You're only making me more interested. Will you let go of my hand, please? Tell me I'm beautiful. Tell me I'm more beautiful than any woman in this camp. And then you'll let go of my hand? Of course. I'll even give you everything you want for free. Oh, all right then. No, Ike, don't say another word. That voice, it's... Come on, Soren, she's going to give us everything. For free. Nothing in life is free, Ike. Suppose you said what she asked you to say, What then? You'd hear it all over the camp. In nearby villages, eventually the entire country would be saying it. Ike, hero of the Mad King's War, is in love with Amy, the shop girl. Rumors can quickly spin out of control. Come off it, you're over-exaggerating. Oh, don't be so sure. With my network of merchants, I'll spread the word to the four corners of Tellius. Within half a year, everyone will know. Then you will be mine forever, Ike. You'll have no choice at all. Man, you go right for the neck, don't you? All right, Soren, she's all yours. Yes, sir. What I do now, I do for the good of the company. No, Ike, don't go. Don't do this to me. Well now, shall we get on with our business? You're looking more beautiful than ever, Miss Amy. A true delight for the eyes. Ooh, now you're talking, you little lady killer. I know you won't discount the goods to nothing, since it's coming from me. So, how about you cut your prices down by 3/4? Oh, decisions, decisions.
You're a diamond, and other Bjork only glass beads, Miss Amy. I'll buy more than enough to justify the discount.
Half price, maybe.
A touch less than 3/4, then? What do you say, oh Rose of Tellius, oh goddess of desire?
All right, you win. Just this time, mind you, take this.
Ah, a silver card. I can buy everything for half price at all of the shops.
That's right. Remember what I said, though. It's a limited time deal. I'll have to take it away soon. Oh, and while you own this card, you won't be able to sell your weapons as raw material. Got that?
Understood, Miss Amy. Stay beautiful. Alright, so that's an interesting thing. You do actually only get this silver card for one use. A special card that reduces all items to half price, but does not earn any training points. I don't really understand what this means. And she also said something pretty, I want to say, it's either wrong or mistranslated or misrepresented about how I can't sell items and weapons for raw materials. You don't do that in this game anyway. You can forge whenever you please. So I'm not too sure what that's all about. If somebody would love to enlighten me, that would be a whole nother story. But other than that, I have a whole lot of managing to do. A lot to do with all the selling I possibly can with all the goods I have, as well as buying and potentially forging. So with that being said, I will see you all in a few. Alright, I am back with a whole lot of management done, including certain characters having much different skills. Titania having pass, as well as Har having pass and Vantage. I took Vantage off Titania because she can't equip both. I also decided to give Mist Celerity, which gives her +2 to movement, as well as Discipline, which will allow her to gain weapon levels faster. This is only really useful for staves. As I've said, her sword rank doesn't need to go any higher. And then, of course, I gave Wrath to Shinon. Since these are all the main characters I'm actually going to be using, Nephany, Braum, and Heather join my team, as well as Ileana, and of course Har. But none of these units I'm going to use. Heather, I might end up using her for some thief utility later on in this game. But other than that, I find her to be an absolutely repugnant unit, and I don't use her 9 times out of 10. I bought a whole load of stuff. So the reason why you want to have all that stuff to sell is because you can then use the silver card to its fullest. So I was able to get a lot of hand axes, stuff like steel swords that I would need. Didn't buy any daggers because I'm not going to have any dagger users. I am, however, thinking of buying a little bit of fire magic. That is primarily due to the fact that the specific mage I'm going to be using in this game is going to be a fire mage. So might as well have a few. Other than that, I do plan on forging one weapon. It's going to be an axe. Let's go max might, a little bit extra hit. I think the crit is fine. I'm not going to be forging a lot in this game. Let's go ahead and make this red. And I'm going to use a coin, of course. I'm hoping I get something fantastic. So, let's just pick the middle card. +1 might. That's pretty good. This is going to be called Shadow. And it is also going to go to, I was thinking either Har or Titania. Titania actually has, because she's not promoted, has way lower stats than Har.
So I'm going to give it to her for the time being, but I think I'm going to pass it between the two. I could forge some more. It's not a totally bad idea. But the problem is you can't forge any of the ranged weapons. You can never forge wind swords, which I think is a huge mistake. An unfortunate side effect of balancing. When I sold everything that I had put on my units that joined this party, I had 35,000 gold, which means I gained 30,000 gold. Now I only have 6,000 gold left, but that's because I've done a lot of purchasing and other things of that nature. Now what you want to do, because the silver card goes away after this chapter, sell it. There is an arm scroll that you can buy as well. I considered it because in the end game you do need your units to have max weapon level. I don't think that's going to matter. I don't think I've ever once had an instance where I said, you know what, I really wish I had bought all the arm scrolls. In fact, most times I say, I really wish I didn't buy all the arm scrolls, because what they did was waste my money. And I could have used it for stuff like forges. Granted, forges aren't super necessary in this game, but they can be fun and useful at times. Now, there is very good reason why Pass is on Titania in Har. It's not particularly for this upcoming map, but it will be soon. Ike, are you in position? Yeah, ready when you are. We'll leave the troops on the left to you, Bjork. Sound good? Fine by me. We'll teach these nobles a thing or two. All right, move out. So, in lieu of my units needing a bit of a reprieve, some of them, you can actually bring every single unit in your party to this, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to be looking at any potential stealable items. Like, for instance, Istvan has a stealable. There is a statue fragment on this guy. I don't think I've ever stolen that before. Definitely want that, so I'm going to be bringing Heather. Because on a Reaper card here, I probably won't be getting that, because I'm going to be going right and down with Heather, so that she can get the boss's elixir as well as this statue fragment. Now, it is a defeat boss chapter, so you have to be very careful. If you're going to steal something like the boss's elixir, you kind of have to be pretty darn quick about how you steal anything else. I do like that this game has some stealables, but not very many. And I think part of the reason why they did not implement so many is because of things like disarm. Disarm can allow you to steal any equipped weapon, like for instance this bolting. If you force this mage to use his L Thunder, you could steal the bolting. I'm going to be very honest with you, I don't think this is useful even remotely. Bolting in this game, yes, it's useful against folks like the Draco Knights and also the Dragon Tribe Legus. It is not great, considering that its might has been less than halved from Path of Radiance. It was 13 might in that game, and you only needed a C rank in Thunder to use it. That's just... I understand that there is this idea of, well, it has to be balanced, blah, 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 blah. But there's actually a really easy way to go about using something like this, but better. For instance, in a specific chapter in the late game where you fight pretty much nothing but units that are affected by this, a lot of people like forging a bolting so that you can use it against those types of units. The problem, or not really forging, but you'll know when we get there. I don't want to necessarily spoil it. The problem is that you can just use Dragon Foe on that unit and use a stronger long-range tome. So, not that useful, not that great either. Choose units, of course. I want Mist to be a bottom unit on this roster. I think I'm going to bring Gatry, and just for the extra defense. I don't really think I want to bring anyone else though, and the reason why is because I want to take out as many of these guys with the units I have, just move to the right and do whatever I can. It would be nice if Heather had Shade, but I don't think she does. Reposition. You can go here. Actually, Ileana joined. Does she have Shade on her? No, I took it off. Oh, I took it off and I gave it to somebody in Micaiah's party, which is perfectly fine. I was just going to end up giving it to Heather for the hopes that she would not get attacked. And now, because with all that being said, I have quite the task ahead of me, and I mean quite. I am halfway thinking about sending somebody like Har down here to deal with all of the southern units, but I actually think, hilariously, Titania is a far and away much better unit for this. Granted, because I have so few forces, the actual idea behind this is that what I want to do is have all of my units defend for a turn, and then I'm going to move with all of my units around and right. So I'm not going to be staying in this defensive position, nor am I going to be putting somebody like Titania down south for them. None of these guys have ranged weapons. The Atard is fine. Steel Poleaxe is also fine. Steel Axe is fine. You can stay there. That should be perfectly fine for you. Now, I did decide to support Mist and Ike. And I think it's a good idea to do such because I want them to stay pretty well in close proximity, fighting with one another, defending each other, so on and so forth. I just think it makes for good sense, especially because I plan on supporting Titania and Har. Perfect. So what this support does, at least for the time being, is it gives Ike and Mist both a +1 to damage, as well as some avoid and, some hit, I believe. It's not exactly fantastic, but it's not terrible either. The Thunder Mage to the south, I'm definitely taking him out as soon as I possibly can with a unit who can reach. He didn't move, though, so I don't think that matters particularly right now. So, attack you. Goodbye. Yeah, Mist's Floret is definitely going to break at some point. I was potentially thinking about not buying her the second Floret and just keeping this at 1 use or close to 1 use so that she could have it for later. But I don't particularly know that that's a great idea. Okay, so he one-shots, which is nice. I think what I'll do here is I'll actually send Titania and Har down south to KO the mages real quick, so that I don't have to worry about them particularly. They both one-shot, so that's pretty fantastic. Steel bow. Yeah, these guys cannot reach. The bow one can, but that should be fine. Especially because I just need to get all of these guys out of the way. And I believe that's going to be my turn. Just let the enemies go one more round. He decided to attack Ike, I'm assuming that because Mist could attack back, but I have my sincere doubts that she would do any significant damage to him. Which is okay. As long as everything is going as planned, I am very happy. Gatry is doing a pretty good job of defending, especially with the fact that he is damaging twice, hitting twice particularly. Good job, Ike. All the dodges and the KOs. I do believe Ike is at his maximum HP before promotion. I might be wrong about that, because I know that some folks have 50 max before promotion. Yeah, so Ike and Mist, part of the reason why I wanted to support them up is because they also have a very good bond support. Plus 10 critical is pretty fantastic to be utilized. However, this is one of those moments where I think it is very prudent to end off the episode. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe depending on your platform of choice. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.